What's up, guys, and welcome to my final video of 2023. It has been a banger of a year for horror games, and it has been really difficult to pick my favourite. But after a lot of thought, I decided I'll do a top 5. So here we go, guys. This is my top 5 horror games of 2023. Let's go. 5, we have the insanely terrifying Welcome to Kowloon from Aleska and Notex. This relatively short indie game catches your attention from the very moment main character finds themselves in the rundown Kowloon walled city, a lawless place where crime was rife. Your character lands there in search of cheap housing. While finding housing isn't a problem, what waits in the tiny little apartment certainly is. Welcome to Kowloon will only take you about an hour or so to complete, unless you are like me and struggle with puzzles, and it's full of scares that will put other horror games to shame. I have never been as scared as I have been while playing this game. Just ask my other half. Oh my god. Graphically stunning, with an atmosphere that bleeds terror and tension, Welcome to Kowloon really is one of the standout horror games of this year. At 4, we find ourselves reliving the horrors of war as we guide an old soldier around his twisted memories of the trenches, as well as the trauma he suffered at home. Anyone who has studied the First World War will know of the trauma and shell shock suffered by the soldiers. We read so often of the Allied troops who suffered and little of the Axis troops. But these soldiers suffered too, and Ad Infinitum shows this masterfully. We take a journey through a mind damaged by the war he was a part of and the horrors he went through, as well as the awful trauma suffered by a strict home life. The story is dark and twisted, hauntingly beautiful, and heartbreaking all at once, with a stunning soundtrack and wonderful voice acting. Definitely a game for anyone who likes their horror with a sprinkling of history and heartache. A truly stunning work of art from Hecate Studios. Third place in my list of 2023's best horror games goes to Ghost at Dawn from Blue and Red Games. This homage to old-school survival horror, greats like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, is the first game from Blue and Red and tells the story of Detective Ben O'Hara, who is called to an abandoned hotel on a missing persons case. What he finds in the hotel is enough to make your blood turn to ice. And in my own colourful way of putting it... Ah! Oh! That happened to me last time. It scared the shit out of me there. It truly feels like you are playing one of the old classics with its fixed camera angles and haunting soundtrack, as well as some beautifully twisted jump scares. This game really is a gem, and I can't wait for the sequel. Speaking of which, keep your ear out on that one, because you might just hear someone you recognise. Deciding between second and first place has been very difficult because there have been so many top-tier horror games released this year. For me, this game was going to be my game of the year for the longest time until it was pipped to the post. Second place for 2023 goes to Capcom Remake. I was a huge fan of the original, so I was a little bit wary of this. However, this game has taken everything from the original and made it better. Combat and movement is smooth as hell, areas are expanded, and any missing content from the original games are repurposed in the separate ways DLC. The characters are fleshed out and made more believable. Standout performances from the whole cast, but shout-outs in particular go to Nick Apostolides, who plays Leon, and Andre Pena, who plays Luis. Their voice performances are truly the stuff of genius. RE4 Remake is everything a remake should be, and more. Capcom have really raised the bar minimum standard with this one. There is only one game that deserves first place this year, and it's a game that horror fans have been waiting a long time for. Remedy Entertainment's Alan Wake 2 can only be described as a masterpiece, showing just how gaming can be an art form. Alan Wake 2 continues the story of the writer Alan Wake and his battle against the dark presence. The story brings in Saga Anderson, an FBI agent assigned to a twisted murder case that brings her face to face with the dark presence and solidifies her place in Alan Wake's story. Except there's a twist. Mr. Scratch is rewriting Alan's work and turning it into a horror story, completely twisting reality, and it's up to Alan to rewrite the story and defeat Scratch, saving the world in the process. Sam Lake, the writer of this game, has created something truly special that is only made better by both the voice and the live action actors. How can that not warrant Game of the Year, right? The atmosphere in this game is tense as hell and gave me Resident Evil. The atmosphere in this game is tense as hell and gave me Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Evil Within vibes, not to mention the environments. Overall, this is my 2023 Game of the Year. It's stunning. A huge well done to Remedy for creating this absolute masterpiece. Something tells me that this won't just be my game of the year, but my game of the decade. Have it. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 horror games of 2023. I'm just going to end this video with a big thank you to everybody who has subscribed this year and who has supported my content creation journey here on YouTube. It really is appreciated. You guys are the best, okay? The best. And yeah, I'm just going to say now, I hope you'll have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you in 2024.